Hey everyone, Marcy Besker here, and I wanted to show you how to do this background. I was asked to do a video on it. I'm not going to be doing the coloring. All I did with this is take the Altenew markers and color just on white, actually just regular whipped cream cardstock. Nothing special, no watercoloring, no Copic coloring paper, anything. They are alcohol markers. And what I like about the Altenew markers is they come in clusters. So there's like 4 in a pack and they all combine together. So like all the greens, there's like 4 shades, and then the oranges, the browns, the pinks, or they may have like 2 pinks and 2 greens that go really well together. So it's just a no-brainer. You just know exactly what to use. So I had another background. And what I actually do when I'm doing mixed media is I tend to do a lot of them and then I just put them aside. So for example, I just did these the other day. You saw probably my little cookie, fresh baked cookie card. And this was what the background was. And so I did 2 reds also. But it's, I don't know, let me stand and see if you can see this really well. So it's got dimension, but it is on there. It does not flake off. There is no glitter coming off of this because it is in the gel. This is what I used. It's the Glitz Glitter Gel. Open this one up. This is the only one. No, I've used 2 of them so far, but this is what it looks like. And it's a gel. And I have to say, one of the things I really like about it is it comes right off of your stencil. I do run it under just water, and I just put the stencil between my hand and just kind of rub it, and it comes out really, really nice. So that's kind of what I do, is I kind of have some backgrounds ready to go. In fact, I have like 4 other of this color is from Gina K also, and it's called Sweet Mango, and I really liked it. I put this background is Sweet Mango, the base here, but this one I did Pumpkin Bread from FSJ. Sweet Mango is from Gina K. So I wanted to show you how to do a background. I'm going to set these aside. And the very first thing I did and learned was Pixie spray. Super easy, simple. It's a light tack. It works great. Read the back. You want to be in a ventilated area. You want to hold it 12 inches back. There's certain rules. Shake it up first. I have this box. It's not a splatter box. I do have a splatter box, but I've been using this one for a while. And this was at Michael's. I don't know. Something was in it. I think they were wood letters or something. And this box was just sitting there empty. And so I grabbed it. And when I went to the front, I said, this was just on a shelf. Could I take this empty box? And they said, yes. So this has been my splatter box for quite a while. I just put some paper. Let me show you. I put some paper in the bottom, but I also have this old envelope because it's plastic on the bottom. And so it just kind of helps from stuff soaking through. It just really soaks up my paper, and that's it. So I already sprayed my stencil. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. We'll see how it turns out. This is a Tim Holtz stencil. It's one of his repositionable ones, so I could reposition it, but I'm not going to at this time. I am going to actually tape down my paper. I'm putting that on the bottom just for less cleanup. So I'm just going to tape that down. And now this is sticky. What you do is you spray it, and then you let it sit for a bit, and the directions are right on there. It just kind of tells you let it sit so it gets tacky, and you're going to feel it, and you're going to be able to tell. So that is on my paper. It is not going anywhere, which I absolutely love. The other tool that I highly recommend, it is called the Stencil Pal, and I have the packaging somewhere because I have another one. There's 2 in a pack, and I put it somewhere nice and safe. So that means I will find it in a couple years. Oh, here it is. Woohoo! Okay. I have a link on my blog for ThermoWeb, and ThermoWeb is where you can get these. They're the creator of them with Deco foil, and absolutely love these. And I'll show you how that works. I've seen people online use this side, which is kind of a rough corner. I've seen people use it this way. I like using this soft part. I don't want my little edges, especially for like snowflake dies and a little more intricate dies. If you do this, you might pick up a little edge, but this is like beveled, I guess you can call it. And so that's what I like to do. So we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to try and do a Christmas background. I'm going to be making Christmas cards. I'm going to be needing backgrounds. So we're going to do the gold, which is called gold. Imagine. Grass green and red velvet. So we're going to do a little bit of each. I don't know, this could become a big mess, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get a baby wipe out. I'm going to get 2 baby wipes out just in case. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir the gold. And then I'm just going to randomly put the gold. Probably want a little more gold than the rest. Okay, so I'm going to wipe that off. And I'm going to wipe my spatula so I don't cross-contaminate. So there that is. And I'm going to add some green. This could become a big blobby mess, but you know, you won't know unless you try. And you want to be careful what you put down because you can't put it back in your jar, obviously. So we're just going to put a little of that. And so all I did with the sweet mango is I laid it at the top, and then I took my stencil pal and just scraped it down. And that's all you need to do. And it really dries pretty fast. I would say, it says an hour, I think, on the product, but I don't think I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe, because I did color my 2 coffee cups, and then I was thinking I was going to have to, oops, okay, let's go there. We were going to have to wait until tomorrow to finish creating my coffee cards, but when I was done coloring, the backgrounds were dry. And I think that's another really great thing with the Stencil Pal, is you're taking all the excess off and you're making it nice and smooth. And another thing that I really like about it is you can scrape that back into your pod jar and keep the excess. Now we can't do that here, which is fine, but I may just try a different piece of paper or something, which I should probably grab. That way, when you're using this also, the other thing I like about it is when you're doing it like this, you're picking it up, but you're not using this where your edges go in your spots there, which I really like. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We're going to do 1 swipe, and I'm going to do a couple swipes because I want to mix the colors up. It looks like I'm going to have a lot of gold, which is okay. Who doesn't like gold? But I like the idea that I'm going to have, see all that on there? So what I'm going to do is try and add a little more green, maybe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over here. I'm just going to grab another stencil, I think, because I have a lot of product on there. So I think I'm going to grab another, like a Christmas type stencil. These are my Tim Holtz. I keep them all on a ring. The older ones that didn't have a hole, I put a hole in so that I could, okay, let's do this one. So that I could just keep them together. And it just really, really helps. They're in no order. They're just all on here. I do have the smaller ones together, but other than that, they're just all on there. So this one I'm going to spray with my Pixie spray. You don't need a whole lot. Okay, it's got to sit there for a minute, so that's fine, because I'm going to get some more red out and see what happens. All right. And it may end up just being gold with a little bit of red and green, and I am perfectly okay with that. But if we can add a little more red, I mean, I love red at Christmas, so I think the gold was just, I put too much, and that's fine. So let's just see. Okay, it's still kind of wet, not tacky over there, so that's okay. I'm just gonna go on with this. All right. So you can see the red went in, but not as much as I would probably like, but that's okay. I mean, you could squish it in, but I'm okay with that. I think that's gonna be beautiful. So let's see what it looks like. So I just lift a corner and just lift it up. And look how beautiful that is. Once the stencil comes off, you can really see the red and the green and how pretty that is. And this was a scratch piece of paper. It wasn't really a scratch, actually. This one ended up being, it was a card base, but that's okay. And then I had some other pieces I was cutting up for a different project, and so I thought, oh, I'm just gonna use what I have cut up here. So technically, I know I'm gonna cut this down. You could, you know, get your extra stuff here. So what I'm gonna do while my other card base is getting ready, this is what I'm telling you what I do, is I just make a ton of extra. So if I have just a small piece of paper, I could use this, not necessarily as a card base, but a background or under backing up a sentiment or something. I'm gonna look for a little bit bigger. Here we go. Now this paper is, I think, thinner. I think I use this for labeling, so it's not quite as thick as my whipped cream, but I don't care. It's not like I'm watercoloring on it, so I'm just going to lay that down now. And I want to pull my tape back off so I can just tape my paper down. This should still be sticky. And what I'm kind of thinking, because this is a repositional stencil, I may go back in with just red. So we'll let that dry, and I don't know if it's going to dry enough while I am on the video, but we'll see. I'll check it in a minute. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to add more red to this one. Make sure you keep wiping off your palette here, your spatula. Now that might be a lot of red, so I'm just going to leave it like that, because I want the other colors to go in. All right, so now I'm going to use this that's still on here. And this one might be a little bit of green, but a lot of red and gold, and I'm fine with that. I'm just using what I have left over on my stencil pal. Okay, I think we got them all. And they're nice and smooth. Let me show you. They're nice and smooth. There's no spatula marks in it. Between this and the spray, I am in heaven. I'm going to pick this up while I can. I'm going to add this to my other stencil, and it'll be dry in just a bit. And I always take a piercing tool and just kind of lift the corner and hold down the paper until I can stick a finger there. Ooh, this one has more red and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, like I said, when you wash these off, they wash very nicely. I'm guessing it's because it's the gel. So there is this one, and I'm loving this one. It kind of looks royal, which I think I may end up using maybe with my new Hero Arts monthly kit because it was a royal theme and it was gorgeous with castles and stuff. But look how pretty that looks. No, it'll probably be Christmas. I'm trying to get my Christmas going. All right, so now we have, I'm going to use this piece. And we have the new stencil here that is now tacky enough. I'm going to stick my paper down here. And I always try, on my glass mat, I always try to use a silicone mat of some kind because it's so easy to clean. Okay, so you can tell that this is tacky enough. So I'm just going to lay this down here. And I always do my paper, cut it out bigger because number one, it's just sometimes your edges just, you know, if you go over the edge, I just want to make sure that I can cut it nice and clean from what I need. So I think I was going to just make it red, but I really think I like the background multiple. I think it's a little more subdued and not so bright red, and I love that. So I think I'm going to do that. So, and this has a lot of red in it now. So it's all down there nice and straight. And so now I'm just going to add it on. And make sure you lay this really flat because it does get up here. Now I can see part of this stencil moving. It's got a really little thin spot right there, so kind of not sure how that's going to come out. I probably should have went left to right instead of up and down on this stencil. So the lesson learned, pay attention to the thinner spots and what kind of stencil it is because you may be better off going left to right instead of up and down. But it's all right, now we know. Okay, so there's that. Let's see what we got. I have a feeling right here might be an issue, but yeah, a little bit. But it's still gorgeous. And remember, when you do something like this, and if you make a little mistake like that, your sentiment's probably going to go right there anyway. Or you can cut up there and come down. That's going to be your bottom. You could put a ribbon over it. This right here would be gorgeous to just cut out to be a background. Look at that. I am way happy with how this came out. Now I could, let's see, just kind of make yourself a line through here. Take that extra off. And it's kind of jagged above, so just kind of I mean, you could fix it and open up your lines. I'm not going to do all of it because see how that one's really open and these are really cluttered, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. Pop a sentiment over it, you won't even know. And this is really probably going to be the top of my card anyway. And then this, I may keep this as a separate piece to go behind something because it is just so pretty. So anyway, that's how you do it. I just ordered more. ThermoWeb is a link on my blog. And my blog is www.marcybesseker.com. At the top, just go to Marcy's shop. And a lot of the foil items and different things through ThermoWeb are on sale right now. I just put an order in last night because it is a phenomenal sale right now. So I just did that, and I'm going to clean this up. And like I said, let me check the first one and see how dry it is. I don't think it's dry enough. No, it's definitely not. But you'll see, I'll post what it looks like once this dries. I think I'll do the shifter because that was a shifter stencil from Tim Holtz. And then I think I'll put gold in, do a solid gold and then the colorful gold, and we'll see what happens, see what it looks like. All right, well, thank you for joining me. I hope that helped. And look for my foil video. I'm going to be doing one from beginning to end on the different techniques that I've done with the foil. All right, have a great day. Thanks.